Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the 2019 Black History Month campaign, Icons, Rock Stars, and Innovators, brought to you by the Advertising Club of New York in conjunction with Mixed Company Podcast, which, as you know, I'm the co-host and producer. Today, I'm honored to be here with one of the most amazing women that I've met, and specifically, she loves to remind us that pressure makes diamonds. Miss Valerie Graves, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have this conversation with you on camera because we've had several in the past.
Yes.
We're like girlfriends at this point, right?
I think we are girlfriends.
Okay, I love it. Amazing.
Anyway, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So, as you know, as I've explained to you before and to you all that have been watching to date, we are exploring the golden era of Black advertising, which we're earmarking as the late 1960s through the early 1990s. So with that being said, I'd love to get an idea of what your journey has been like in advertising from your career start to today.
Okay. Well, my career basically started because I was too stupid to know what I could not do.
I can't imagine you being stupid, but go ahead.
Well, it never occurred to me that I couldn't do just about anything that I wanted to do, and that is really because of a lot of support from community and church and school and teachers and all of that. So I thought, because I felt creative and I was that little crazy creative person who was always giving shows and let me give the speech and put me out front and all of that advertising would be a great career for me.
Okay.
And it also worked out for me to get into advertising. I started out in cars because I'm from the Detroit area.
Okay.
And there was major league advertising there. So I figured I would go after a job at a major league agency. And it just like the times and fate were working with me. The president of a really big agency, big multinational agency, gave a talk at the NAACP Freedom Fund dinner about how they were looking for Afro-Americans but couldn't find any. Well, guess what?
Sounds familiar.
Guess who showed up? So that's how I got my start at Darcy, which was one of the components of the former DMB&B.
Got it.
So you get my age and things start disappearing.
Who's counting?
No one remembers the agency necessarily, but that's where I started on the Pontiac car account, as I'm pretty sure the first Black female copywriter on the Pontiac account.
Amazing.
And from there I went to a series of major agencies. I worked at Kenyon Eckhart in Boston, I worked at BBDO in Detroit, and JWT in New York. And I got recruited to Uniworld in 1985. So I guess I'm sort of in the sweet spot of your golden era. And it certainly felt like the golden era of Black advertising to me. I went to Uniworld because they had the most incredible account roster I had ever worked on. People would say, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going to Uniworld." They'd never heard of it. "Who are your clients?" "Oh, Burger King, Kodak, 7-Up,
right, all
Ford,"
of the major
just
brands.
Major brands. So it was really a fabulous opportunity that was given to me by Byron Lewis, who is the founder of Uniworld Group. And that's how I ended up there. And I stayed there for a very long time. And I also was, at one point, Chief Creative Officer of Vigilante, which was the urban unit of Leo Burnett. And I took a couple of year flyer to be Senior VP of Creative Services at Motown, because I'm from Detroit, and Andre Harrell offered me what sounded like a dream job. How do you turn that down?
I know a couple people that still think that's a dream job, so amazing. So you've had a career that most people dream about, and you've been able to sustain for so long as a key figure for most of us looking to create a journey of our own on this path. Being that you come from the Uniworld, or coming from Uniworld years ago, why do you think agencies like Uniworld and Burrell have been able to sustain so long in this advertising culture?
Well, I think they're holding on because they're really needed. And their role is not what it was in what we're talking about is the golden era. I think a lot of that is due to the concept of total marketing. But I think that they hang on because what's needed is an entity or entities that are really devoted to the culture of minority people.
Got it.
And that's what Uniworld and Burrell and agencies like that are all about. You know, even as a creative, as somebody said, it's the difference between being a black professional and a professional black, you know. And
Tell us
when
about that.
I got to Uniworld, I switched from one category to the other, and I knew that I had just found the calling of my career.
Amazing.
And I think that's why they hang on too, because they symbolize that difference. They're not just advertising agencies. I was looking the other day, somebody asked me if I thought Uniworld's work or the work of my agencies had an influence on the general market. And when I thought about it, we really had more of an influence on the general culture. You know, I look around and I can see Uniworld's work in movies. I just saw a fashion layout that was a flat-out homage to a Buick ad that one of our agencies did. We did a commercial for Pepsi. It was called Pepsi Dance, but it was set to Let Me Clear My Throat, which basically brought back the song for a while. So, you know, that's one of the reasons that I really think those agencies have stuck around, is because the work is necessary and impactful and lasting and important.
Amazing. So with that, with having such a lasting effect on culture, there's got to be some innovations that you can think of that we should be celebrating this Black History Month. Might you have any to offer?
I'm so glad you asked me that question, because in my mind, Byron Lewis, who is the founder of Uniworld, is one of the real pioneers of integrated marketing. When he started Uniworld Group, there were basically 3 vehicles for our advertising. You could be in Ebony, started by John Johnson. There was Essence, that came into being about the same time as Uniworld, and there was Black Enterprise. And aside from that, you had to create ways to interact with the audience, and Byron was a master of that. He created something called the Black College Fair for Kraft General Foods. He created the Acapulco Black Film Festival to demonstrate to the Mexican government that he could promote tourism in Mexico. He created America's Black Forum, which is the longest running Black news and public affairs program on television. He created a soap opera called Sounds of the City. So he was just incredibly creative, inventive when it came to integrated marketing, and we tried to carry that on in the creative department with things like the Coors Light Show. Yeah, I think that integrated marketing is something that multicultural agencies had a great role in bringing to the fore, and they really don't get enough credit for it.
Amazing. So with that being said, speaking about innovations in Black history that you can remember, are there any specific, and I'm sure there are many, but any specific instances in your own career that you would feel would count as Black history that you'd like to share?
I think maybe being selected to be part of the national advertising team of Bill Clinton in 1992.
That is big.
Was a Black history moment for me. I came out of this African American agency. That is why they were looking at my work, because they wanted a diverse team, and it was a big moment for the agency. And it was, of course, a great
big moment for you.
For me, yeah, absolutely.
That is amazing. You've done so much for not just the industry, but also for young Black professionals looking to grow their careers in advertising. So we thank you for joining us, and we thank you all for watching. Thank you all, and we look forward to continuing these conversations for icons, rock stars, and innovators.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Thanks.